Okay, we are kind of ready to go start the draft. I'm just gonna share this stream with a few groups and then we'll proceed. So, Avatar: The Last Airbender. How do I feel about it right now? I first, I am really concerned about the power of bombs. Like, uh, like it's re like remo- like your removal is so important because of how powerful the bombs are, and that kind of puts me in the crossroads in that sense. Like I'm not sure how certain colors get a lot better because of it, or are certain colors much better because I can just ignore it in that sense. That one remains a bit to be seen, but we'll try to see how much we can do there. Anyway, hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Magic Arena Run. Today we are going to be doing a premier draft. Quick draft is also available now. I'll probably do those on my own time, since we kind of have a few draft tokens saved up. I'm really willing to spend these draft tokens for this one. And let's see how easy it is for us to find the draft table here. I Okay, we managed to get it filled and all. So there we go. And okay, we've got a pretty good start. Also nice to note that we are not picking two anymore. It's just a regular pick one draft. Go figure. But we are gonna start pretty reasonable with the Day of Black Sun. We're not necessarily gonna get everything, so we kind of want to be on the lookout for regular removal. But on the other hand, this is pretty much solid here. Being able to clean up as much as we can. So let's see, what else are we going to be on the lookout for? Zuko's Conviction is actually quite good, just because it's modal in that sense. Invasion Tactics, pretty much allies. Green-black for landfall is something that we can be looking at. Green-blue for clues. Draw 2 is also quite decent, I suppose. We'll definitely start with Day of Black Sun and we'll figure out what lane we're in. We do get a Lion Turtle, so this one puts us in lessons, but doesn't really go well with black. Black-red Firebending is... Oh, this one's actually a pretty decent one if we can get the attack in. It also snipes the only other black card here per se, so pretty good. The only caveat is that we're giving up a Boomy Bash, which is not... It's still removal, it's just not necessarily the strongest. We are kind of giving up on green and white, which is hopefully the Day of Black Sun can solve it, but it is still concerning because some going white is also quite powerful here. This is probably going to be super finicky. We'll see how that lines up. So black-red Firebending, black-red Sacrifice, kind of a thing for us here. Shame that we managed to dodge all the colors, so we're probably gonna have to give up on this. We're really giving someone. It's a shame that we're really giving someone an allies deck. Combustion Man. This is a bit too. I'd like this. It's just a bit too expensive, and this one likewise, though. This is probably reasonable. I might take Pirate Peddlers because it's the cheaper one, and again, it sort of cuts black. This is probably the more powerful black card, but I guess we'll take this one for now. We'll see if we can line this up. Maybe blue-black is the way to go. But we just did get another Cruel Administrator, so probably not. There is Zuko's Exile if we want to just it would just have straight up removal. Black doesn't seem to be quite open. Blue seems to be kind of open. This one's kind of gonna become a splash here. I probably will take the removal over this. Well, this is also removal. Yeah, we'll take this one for now. Oh, okay. So black is starting to fill through. Though we got some expensive ones here, but we will take the Callous Inspector. We're gonna start loading up on black. Not sure if we go blue or red. Red is still looking quite nice here. Alternatively, we could just take the Battle Fan. That is a way to go there. Deserter's Disciple, another creature controlled with power 2 or less can't be blocked. That's nothing that we have, so we're probably gonna just take mine. The Battle Fan is also an option, I suppose. Gives us something gives us some two things reasonably cheap to sacrifice if we end up there. So we can consider Battle Fans in this situation here. So pretty much we're trying to look in. We've managed to snag some cards in black. Our curve, not quite this one. We are a bit top heavy with 2/5, so one of these might end up going. It's looking like Hama is not gonna. Foggy Swampfish and exiled X creature cards, create a token that's a copy. This one's really not good. Hog Monkey, target creature controlled with a +1/+1 counter. So this is pretty much Earthbending card. Ang's Journey is just it's just a catch-all. Elemental Teachings, yeah, these two are not good. So both of them being this late, it makes perfect sense. I think we just take the Hog Monkey here. Again, trying to cut off as much black as possible here. And let's see. I did say the fan is looking like a good option. Otherwise, we have a pair of fours. Zuko Exiled Prince is kind of okay, but I think I want to just take the Battle Fan here. So basically, want to have a bit of early game so that if we try to end up in late game, it's fine. Also, we're not that hedged into red quite yet. As long as you draw 2 or more cards this turn. So this is for the draw 2 deck. We're not quite there. Zuko's Conviction is starting to look much better here, though all we need now is just something really good to play with it. And now we can start taking the Boomy Bashes. Rumble Arena, not so much. The Lion Turtle. I guess if I wanted to rare draft, I am so tempted to just rare draft this. We'll take one Boomy Bash first. I'm pretty sure the other one gets taken. I will actually feel bad if it's the other way around. I should have just taken here and a Boomy Bash comes around. So as far as removal, we have 2 pieces. 2 pieces, one that's so-so, one that is quite okay. No, we have 3 pieces, so removal is fine. So just now a question of what else do we take? Our Firebending is currently at 0. So I'll take the Mongoose Lizard for now. Though the Land Cyclers are not very great this turn, we have so many other things. Yeah, we should have just taken the Lion Turtle. Would I want a Zuko's Exile instead? I probably would. It's an instant. Just to speculate a bit. Yeah, the Cavalry came back. So right now our curve is super heavy, so we want to be looking for something cheap and something good. Azula Always Lies is okay. Zhong the Deserters. Yeah, this one's not a very great pack for us. We might even just have to take a Yuyan Archers. Though Zhong is kind of fine. Actually, Azula Always Lies is a pretty decent trick. And it kind of combos with the Hog Monkey in a sense, so I probably would just pick one of these. It's not super strong removal, but it's fine. Earth Villain Ruffians, 3/1 that dies into a 2/2 is fine. Dai Li Agents, though we're probably gonna I don't think we can splash green. Tylee, whenever it attacks, you may pay one target creature can't block. This is probably fine. If we want to go super aggro and we pivot, we can just take the Fire Nation Cadets. This is a pretty strong one. Kind of want to speculate a bit. Okay, and then we're starting to get some good removal. Demonstration over a second Cadets. So Hama's probably not going to make the cut here at this point, because there's a good chance that we go heavy red instead of heavy black. And let's see, Wolfbat, whenever you draw your second, we're not draw 2. Uncle, Firebending lessons, you cast cost 1 less. This is fine. Porcupine, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, we actually have quite a good number of these, so I might just take this one just because it's on the cheaper end. Sure, this is flying, but it's... Yeah, we'll just take the Porcupine for now. Ooh, what's it? Ruinous Waterbending. Okay, this is also another one go wide. I might rather have Fire Sages in this case because we need to start going cheap here. Azula Always Slice is also great, but we are probably going to lock into red now. And just as I say that, there's an Ozai's Cruelty, which is fine. Fatal Fissure. When that creature dies, you Earthbend 4, so that's an interesting trick. Energy Bending, probably not. I think we'll take Cruelty here. So we probably want more creatures at this point, and we probably want to make some adjustments here. Our removal is mostly on the black side. Ozai can probably, this one can probably go. Still probably don't have that many creatures on this. Yeah, Deserter's Disciple's probably only going to be just a cheap creature at this point. I think we'll just take an Earth Rumble, but I'm not that convinced. It has reach. We are not exactly flyer heavy right now, so that's... And we're also missing a lot of the cheap removal. Like, right now, the demonstrations are cheapest removal. Sure, we have Azula Always Lies. How many is too many? Yeah, I'll probably take another one of this. Yep, we ended up taking that. Yeah, Foggy Swamp Visions came back, but no one really wants that. We probably just take a Yuyan Archers here. Cheap reach is fine. So we want to lock up our 2 and 3 slots at least. That's our plan. So what are things that can probably go? If we go heavy, if we're able to go heavy enough red, the Callous Inspector can kind of go. Rough Rhino Cavalry can kind of go as well. There's the Swamp Hunters, which we probably don't want. I'm just gonna take this for the collection, but we're probably not gonna run it. A 5-mana 5/5s. Not exactly. Yeah, it has Firebending too, but yeah, another Cadets go. So yeah, probably the Callous Inspector can go at this point. You want? So the Mongoose Lizard can probably go as well. Let's finish out the collection, and I don't want a Turtle Duck. Also, I don't think anyone remembers, but Turtle Duck is actually a brand. It's actually a brand. Okay. There's an Avatar Ang which we're never gonna cast, and there's a Firebending Lesson which we definitely want to cast. Just gonna have to give it as a gift. There's Jet Freedom Fighter that kind of goes well, but I think we really have to be a bit disciplined here. We're still at 12 and 10, technically 13 and... Well, it's technically still 13 and 10. I probably would want another archers over Tylee. Although attacking, having unable to block is quite nice, and we might be able to benefit quite a bit from the prowess. Yeah, we'll take a Tylee. It might actually allow us to say we'll probably cut the Ozai's cruelty at this point. We need to now start shift. Yeah, we were able to shift heavily towards red. Though there is a buzzard wasp colony. This one gives us a flyer that we really need, and probably much better than a porcupine in this case. There's also a messenger hawk, though this one's we're probably gonna be much better off with the buzzard wasp colony here. Even if, but we still have to make a lot of adjustments here. We've managed to adjust more. So like one, we kind of want more lessons. We have 4 lessons out of 8. So 1, 2. With Zuko's Exile being one of these lessons is a bit tough. 3. What's our source? Okay, Lightning Strike is pretty much on demand here. There is a Corrupt Court official that would be nice. I would like another cadets, but this allows us to. So let's do a sanity check. 1 lesson. Oh yeah, demonstration. That's our other lesson. Okay. So Swamp Snare Trap. Enchanted creature gets -5, -3. So this is also removal. Probably want it over Tiger Dillo. Probably want it over. But I might prefer another porcupine here. We're actually closer to blue-red at this point. So I'm probably gonna cut the Rough Rider cavalry. We could probably cut the Mongoose Lizard here. Oh, we're getting all the lightning strikes now, though there is a daily indoctrination. But Fire Nation cadets just needs 1 lesson in the art. So see. So if we can get another good cheap one, then we're probably good to go. We've managed to fit our curve much better this time. Then 716 looks pretty good. We've managed to adjust a lot more towards red. We do have 1 Ozai's Cruelty already. I probably might not want another one. We'll take a Fire Nation Cadets, but I don't think I want to run that one. There's a Fire Nation Warship. When this vehicle dies, create a crew token. That actually sounds good. I think I just take another Archers here. Being able to cycle through our deck is going to be quite important. We can probably give up on the either the Battle Fan or Mai. Yeah, we're now just kind of rounding out the deck here. We have a bit of mini synergy between the Porcupines, the Hog Monkey. Kinda wish we had another Azula Always Lies. The Beetle-Headed Merchants is also starting to look a bit good, just to get a +1/+1 counter. I'll take the cunning maneuver, though probably not gonna end up running it. Bender's Water Skin, untap at 1 mana of any color. Okay, Treetop Freedom Fighters. That does look good. Yeah, we're swimming in cadets at this point. So I think that many cadets is probably too much. We will need to make 1 additional cut. It might be the wrestlers. Might also be Conviction, because the only thing I'm because I'm not exactly, because it's only one of our creatures, so that might be the one that goes. So get that cut. 8-9. We'll make it 10-7. I'm gonna run it like this for now. See how it goes. See if we want to shift it. It does show us that going monocolor is super possible. So the risk of going into multicolor is not exactly that warranted. Just need something to keep in mind in that sense. Though we do have a decent curve here. A bit loaded here, but yeah, we're gonna get used to seeing up online. The demonstrations of see what our opponent drops. They most like if you're playing white red, I'll be shocked if you don't have a 2-drop. Removal spell is fine. Combustion signature. So next turn we want to just play board. So this is us hoping our opponent doesn't have too much removal. Yeah, it's a shame that they're gonna keep the food token, but we do need to snipe this. Double porcupine. So depending on the situation, I would love to drop both. Let's see what our opponent drops as a follow-up. Oh, they have their own cadets. Not the worst. Okay, we're just gonna play another porcupine and pass. If they have removal, they have removal. I'm also not gonna swing into. Yeah, I kind of. Yeah, if they're just spending the mana on that, I'm fine. We could use another red source, so we could drop our own Fire Nation cadets. Okay. So let's see if our opponent wants to let us draw 3 cards. Probably not. They have a 2. Oh, they are. Okay, they want the cards in, eh? So I need to save a 5. Yeah, this is another weakness. We don't have any big removal. Sure. So they probably sack. Yeah, they probably sack that one. I'm going to let them. Okay, so they're kind of trying to tempt me a bit. I'm probably just gonna end up taking it though. Okay, they're really loading up. Oh, okay, there's some wisdom in having more cadets, I guess. Yeah, and unfortunately, Yang Shen is going to be a problem here. I'm going to be pretty much on the lookout for a non-creature spell in order to boost Borkipine. I could make this into a 5/5. Yeah, opponent had a really good. Yeah, they're just gonna go ham here. So not exactly leaving anything up. Yeah, unfortunately we're kind of loaded here, so we're just gonna go from here. I am kind of inclined to block one of the Fire Nation cadets just to. This is 4. Actually. Eight, 9, and yeah, I needed to block. I didn't do. Wait. Yeah, I didn't do the math properly. Ah! I needed to block one. But we were kind of way behind at that point. Ooh, this is yeah, I'm starting to be in the opinion that this is probably going to be a horrible format. If you don't land a good rare, you're not winning. Period. So any adjustments we want to make? Yikes. Yeah, we definitely need all this removal here. I'm just thinking if I want to fit even more Fire Nation cadets. I think Fire Sages is better here. My Jaded Edge is probably the weaker one here. I would probably just add another cadets at this point. Hey Jericho Ilagan, thank you for liking the stream. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Yeah, this is me wishing I had some of the much harder removal. As it is, we have a decent deck, but that kind of folds if our opponent has a very good rare. So this one I'm definitely keeping. We do manage to hit a lot of removal, but we don't have a lot of high end removal. That's like we can remove a lot of the small stuff, but we're not removing a lot of the big stuff. Also, we only have one Firebending lesson, so something to keep in mind. A lot of the good cards have a toughness of 5, so that is why spells like Firebending lesson are so important here. Still waiting to see how the setup is going to be like. Also, I think I might have played this. Well, I don't think they know if I. Well, we'll find out. They're sure taking their time. I wonder if it's too late for me to put a delay on the stream. Like, the only reason I'm not putting one is because I'm not. Yeah, unfortunately, we have a response heavy deck, but we don't. Okay, let's see if our opponent. Okay. Definitely want to lead on the porcupine, see if how big we can make it. So we could start here, then go on to this one, depending on what our opponent follows up with. They actually had to give up this second one here. They don't, and they also don't have a lesson in the yard, so they're not drawing a card either. If they're literally just gonna crack for food, this is not gonna look. It's not looking good for sparring dummy into a boomerang. Okay, opponent lets it go, and we'll just drop this for now. Okay, so not the strongest leaves from the vine. Yeah, opponent concedes very quickly there. I have no idea what happened, but we'll take that win happily. I'm not gonna can't complain too much. I might start complaining if we start running into other matchups, but then that's the part where we just really have to be lucky to open a really bomb rare next time. At least we have a decent enough start. We can go cadets into archers, probably figure out what to give up from there. Oddly enough, the strategy would be to pitch Firebend. If I can hit another lesson, that's... Yep, so... maybe don't discard a card for now. Rated the leaves and the some of the worst cards. I can see the scarecrow being one of the worst. I can see the leaves being somewhat bad as well. I'm wondering if I should just block this right away. Yeah, probably will. Let's see if they have... okay, just regular trade. We're just gonna keep passing, especially the saga for that. Yeah, that was probably the worst thing you could do with that saga. Unfortunately, the worst thing that I could do is not hit a third land. Okay, now we hit the third land. Kinda going aggro on this one. Not the strongest aggro, but somewhat there. He got those those wrong as of yesterday. Makes sense. Okay, this one's gonna go up here. We kinda want 2 more mana if we want to be able to sweep this, so we're kinda racing in that sense. Opponent probably should not let me... okay, they're gonna let me Firebend. Well, they... let's see if they have the response. They probably have a trick. Yeah, okay, that one is kind of worth it to get out. Still need 2 more mana though. Well, 1 more mana is fine. At least we can Boomy Bash this one out. Okay, there we go. Boomy Bash. And let's see if we can hit one more mana for that Cruel Administrator. Ooh, nice Airbend. I might still just cast this. Like, I could also just drop this, then see how our I could also just drop this. See how our opponents responds to this. Yeah, just start going wide at this point. Opponent might have removal for this. And let's see. Yeah, we'll cast cadets. Time to really go wide at this point. We're just gonna hold on to the exile for the next thing our opponent drops. Opponent sandbagging a few cards is a bit concerning here. And also not opponent is still kind of going accurate here. Oh, I can't. Oh, wait. So we'll see how our opponent blocks. They obviously block the Administrator. So let's see, we're hitting for 3. I can go 4, 5, 6. If they have a combat trick, yeah, fine. Let's see if they have an actual trick. Probably a burn spell, I would expect it. Yep. Now this is where I hope they do not have a third lightning strike. No, they did not. Okay, we survived that one. That was a good one for us. Oh yeah, I seem to be a silver collector in Uma Musume right now. Virgo second place. We'll take it for what it is. Libra Cup is going to be a bit on the hard side now. So far we're managing to... If we don't run into a bomb, we survive. If we run into a bomb and we can't remove it, we die. And so we really need to go hit very fast with our deck. Which is why we ended up having to make some adjustments to the cards we're running. So okay, cadets into well, we can also cadets into archers, try to hit our drops because we really want to make this one. Like I can see, it's definitely cadets into archers right now. I don't want to pitch exile because this is... We only have 3 things that can hit large. We only have 3 removal spells that can hit large stuff. Zuko's Exile, Firebending Lesson if we kick. I guess Deadly Precision is there as well, so we can... So let's see what our opponent plays. We can kind of run along those lines. Okay, if one plays nothing. See if they're gonna quench this. No, not gonna quench. Guess we discard one Fire Nation Cadets. Yep, That's a good hit for us. Managed to win off Taiki last cup. Okay, that's, yeah, not bad. Yeah, pretty much it was Taiki or bust. It was pretty much Taiki or bust. That's really the only way to describe it. Not the worst thing though. Yeah, we're just gonna have to hammer the aggro. Next turn we're probably just playing Zukos XL. No. Ooh, okay. If our opponent has to do this, we're kind of off to a semi-good start. They probably have a 2-drop follow-up though. Yeah, you really, yeah, it was really Taiki or bust in that last run. Deadly precision, sack the 2. Sure, I guess. It's not the worst thing that could happen. So we're gonna swing with this one. Generate this. Hello? Hello? Oh, I see. Okay, so opponent plays Azula on the hunt. Oddly enough, we can just play like this. Now I just want to get another land so that we can drop Cruel Administrator. Front or pace. Honestly, I find the fodder strats to be super miss. I never felt like those work. Whenever you draw, okay, you're not drawing a second card. We'll play this one. They might have a counter this time. Nope. And there we go. Oh, now they're just drawing the heart. They should have drawn it earlier so they would have gotten the life drain. It would have signaled that they had nothing though, but yeah. So we have an exile to clear one significant threat. But yeah, I'm looking at Mayano as well. Also, I'm also thinking of rebuilding my Gold Shi. If I can have a Gold Shi, I will have a Gold Shi. But I'm aiming for one front, one. Maybe the rooms you had no Taishin runners. I saw a few Taishins, but I didn't see a lot of them. To be fair, I did see a lot of Taikis. I did see a lot of Taikis. I still saw some Marus. I still saw some summer Marus. In fairness, there is a lot of variance with the number of players playing that, yeah, it could just be lucky in a sense. I think it also helps that I mostly just play Group B. I don't... And that's how it goes. But yeah, well, to be fair, it's not like you can easily craft what you want. You're either lucky or you're not. Like, my recent last hits was Hishi Akebono. I got Tokai Teo, but her season 2 outfit. This is fine. I meant on the Gemini Cup where Urara dealt damage on Taishins. Oh, I think during Gemini Cup, not many people had Taishins. I could see the idea of using Urara to block end closers, but I don't know. I ended up running No, not Taishin. I ended up running Golchi, and she didn't get blocked that often. Yeah, it's possible that Definitely don't want to spend this. I'd rather spend it like this, I suppose. But yeah, we needed a black mana for Buzzard. Even if it's just to draw another card. Corrupt Court Official. Yeah, we pitch. I guess we pitch Exile. I would have much rather pitched this though. Yeah, this is not looking good for us. We're probably gonna. We really want to hit. We really want to hit black just so that we. Ugh, oh yeah, they had the Bossing Say also. Ugh. I'll be honest, I'm not liking where this is going. Also, the lose all abilities for this one does not negate the earth bending here. So they will always get the land back. They really prepared this so that it's not gonna get wiped. Now I could sacrifice the fan, but I probably will just sacrifice this one. The land. So depending on what creatures are, because this is a power mana value check, so right now it will clear these three. Yep, we will have to Black Sun it. Yeah, Earth Rumble's pretty good there. Yeah, opponent had a very good green black setup. We have to take 6. Probably gonna decline to discard. This one's 2 to equip. Not the greatest hit. If our opponent also has a way to say buff this and snipe the archers, it's really bad for us too. That's not the worst. Not the worst. I could actually just trade this archers for merchants. Not gonna give us the option. Let's see. This is where we want. Yeah, this is pretty much a lost game for us. We really needed that other black. Yeah, we just lost to Bossing Se. Like our point can Bossing. Yeah, Bossing Se is way too powerful. Again, if we run into a bomb, we're going to lose. That's just how it is. It's probably going to be the part that is going to suck for the longest time, but that's just something that you have to adjust. Unfortunately, yeah, we did manage to get 3 wins, which is quite okay. I would at least want the 4th win for this. Though it is a bit of a tough ask. Again, the bombs are just so bomby. Bossing Se qualifies. Oh, Bossing Se qualifies as a bomb in the sense that the longer the game goes, the longer the game goes, you're guaranteed to have a creature, or you're guaranteed to grow a creature. It is definitely a bomb. If it was a temporary +2/+2, maybe less so, but it's a permanent +2/+2. There's no way that's not a bomb. We're gonna probably just set up the porcupine here. If our opponent's move is to kill one of our creatures, that's not the worst. So I'm going to make an offer here. If they block with Earth Kingdom Protectors, I just pump. Yeah, I figured they weren't gonna do anything. So what would I want? Another mana so that I could set a Porcupine Lightning Strike if I don't have to Lightning Strike right away. A cheap removal spell would also qualify. Like I can do board. And if our opponent's play is to just hit the Porcupine, that's not the worst. Opponent just going all in there. Not swinging. The neat thing about Fire Nation cadets is always the threat of activation. Like sure, I'm giving this up, but it's not the worst. It's more like a Third Rumble. Okay. Probably fighting the cadets, not the worst. I think I can wait. It's an ally, so it does grow that. Yeah, I can still hold. So I can play Earth. Okay, do they activate Path? Now we snipe it. Now they might have a protection spell, so that is a punishment for me, I guess. Okay, not the worst. So I could swing with this, but yeah, we can wait. So it will dump counters on these two. Yeah, Airbend's really solid here. And we have to do a sanity check. This is target feature can't block. Airbend's annoying. I guess we play archers first. Yeah, we're just getting flooded here. And this is on. So it's only during our turn this will be a 4/4 with trample. Yeah, we auto play. This one can't block. Kinda have to trade. There's no way around it. Ugh. Okay. Now you can't argue that that is not a bomb. So I am wait 4. This is annoying, but I can just go x equals 3. It's a shame I have to give up on the porcupines. So now we have to race a bit here. Ooh, what's this? Yeah, I'm so glad I keep remembering I have the Yui on archers. And let's see. Create. Okay, but it has crew tree. So we're really racing at this point. I'm pretty sure I only have 2 Yuyan archers, so that's why I already played the land at that point. So now I can't exactly attack. So we're on standby mode. Also the fact that untap each other artifact creature you control, so this will untap. But our opponent is not giving themselves enough room to... Okay, the Rocky refused it. The basic range. So it untaps that, but we're not gonna win if we keep flooding. So now we're looking at 10, so... Yeah, honestly, there's no way around it. We used up our 1 board wipe, but we just kept drawing lands at this point. So that, yeah, card draw is really well. Opponent's also starting to hit it, but unfortunately, we go down to... Opponent's playing conservative. So they're giving themselves room to... Yeah, we have to give our opponent a clue token, so not so great. Yeah, exactly crew tree is a problem. The airbending lesson is a good one. Yeah, we unfortunately stalled out. Ooh, wow. Well, 3 wins is not a bad start. I wish we could have done better. So we didn't quite make bank, but we'll start learning from 3 wins, I guess. Then we'll see if we can improve from there. Yeah, I really wish we could have gotten that one more win. But it's not. But we're learning. We're learning to see what we could. So the so it's kind of hard to ask. What can you learn from? I guess one thing we could learn is that it's not just the bombs per se, but the support around it. Like our our opponent really won off the back of those airbending lessons in that last one. But yeah, currently we're not doing quite well. We'll see if we get better then. That's gonna be it for this episode of Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, turn on notifications and whatnot. Thank you, Jericho Alagan, for tuning in. Yeah, Virgo Cup is still a ways away. Wishing you the best on that one. And yeah, that's gonna be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope to see you guys again next time. Take care, God bless, stay safe wherever you are. Have a great week, everyone.